the question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
So you can release him inside El Salvador?
Yeah, but I'm not releasing, we're not very fond of releasing terrorists into our country. We just turned the murder capital of the world into the safest country of the Western Hemisphere, and you want us to go back into releasing criminals so we can go back to being the murder capital of the world, and that's not going to happen.
Well, they'd love to have a criminal, released into
there's a fascination.
They would love it.
Yeah.
They're sick. These are sick people.
In a world divided by borders and burdened by rising crime, one case has become the flashpoint of a deeper war between justice and political correctness, between national security and judicial activism. This is the Abrego Garcia case. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a man whose future now hangs in the balance. A Maryland resident deported to El Salvador last month, despite a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that urges the Trump administration to facilitate his return. But here's the twist. President Donald Trump and El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele are standing firm, declaring they will not be forced to return him to U.S. soil. But who exactly is Kilmar Abrego Garcia? A Salvadoran national who entered the United States illegally, Garcia had been living in Maryland. While his lawyers claim he was merely seeking refuge, 2 U.S. immigration court judges determined he had ties to the violent MS-13 gang, based on a 2019 informant report. Though Garcia has denied the allegations and never lived in New York, where the gang chapter was based, his deportation order was eventually executed, landing him in El Salvador's toughest prison. Bukele, a man known for his tough stance on crime, has called the request to return Garcia preposterous. Why? Because, as he rightly states, how can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? This is no mere deportation. This is a stand for sovereignty, for the right to decide who enters and stays in your country. Garcia, once a member of MS-13, now finds himself locked behind bars in one of El Salvador's notorious gang prisons. It's a tough environment, no doubt. But does he deserve any sympathy? According to Trump's administration, absolutely not. They argue that Garcia, a citizen of El Salvador, should be held accountable in his homeland. President Trump has been relentless in his crackdown on illegal immigration, working hand in hand with Bukele to deport criminals, especially those with ties to violent gangs. The deal with El Salvador? It's simple. The U.S. sends its criminals to face justice in one of the toughest prisons in Central America. But there's a twist. Some argue this move violates due process. Senator Jane Shaheen, a Democrat, has pushed for Garcia's release, claiming the treatment of such deportees raises grave constitutional concerns. She argues that ignoring the rule of law undermines U.S. safety and creates a dangerous precedent. But where is the line between due process and protecting American citizens from gang violence? The Trump administration's response is clear. Garcia was illegally in the U.S., and the matter of his deportation is not a choice for the United States. As Bukele pushes back against U.S. intervention, he continues to champion his own methods of justice. His government has already imprisoned over 80,000 suspected gang members, and now they're taking in criminals from other nations, including those from the U.S. And let's not forget the significant financial arrangement made with the U.S. to secure El Salvador's prisons. Trump's response? Straightforward. He's a citizen of El Salvador. We don't tell other countries how to handle their own citizens. And he's right. This is about preserving the integrity of national borders and not bowing to foreign pressure when it comes to national security. In the end, this isn't just about Garcia. It's about sending a message. Protecting American lives must come first. While the U.S. Supreme Court demands answers, Trump and Bukele's stance remains resolute. It's a battle between sovereignty and international pressure, one that will echo for years to come. For now, Garcia remains behind bars in El Salvador, a symbol of the tough choices both nations are willing to make in their fight for security.